Today on ELN Morning. Honey, we're not so good. Andy Grammer cancels his homecoming performance. How the campus is keeping its head up. If you're heading back home for fall break, you may be able to find some hidden treasure in your basement. Find out how some toys out of your trunk can earn you money. Girl, put your records on. Our ELN Morning concert series continues with a live performance from Nikki Sands. We'll have those stories and more. ELN Morning starts right now.
Good morning, Elon. I'm Paige Peroso.
And I'm Caroline Hartshorn.
Thanks for starting your day in Studio A. But before we start the show, this morning we found out that Elon and New York students have had their classes canceled today due to a bed bug situation.
According to one student in New York, Marymount, the college Elon students are staying at has been struggling with their dorms for a while. Calls to Study US have not been returned so far. We have no further details at the moment, and we will keep you updated as the story continues.
And we will continue the top headlines across the world. Paul LeBlanc is in the studio to break down what you need to know to start your day.
Thanks, Paige. Russia has fired 26 missiles at Syrian targets from Navy ships in the Caspian Sea. The strikes focus on the northern Hama province and the southern Idlib province. While Russia claims that these attacks are targeting pockets of ISIS, Western officials say that the attacks have been directed at strongholds of the rebel groups fighting Bashar al-Assad. And in national news, leading Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has come out against the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the largest regional trade agreement in history. This decision marks the first major department Clinton has made from the Obama administration, which favors the agreement. When asked about the agreement, Clinton said, quote, "As of today, I am not in favor about what I've learned about." And on the sports front, FIFA President Sepp Blatter has been suspended for 90 days on suspicion of corruption. Blatter has been the president of FIFA since 1998 and has rejected calls from major sponsors demanding him to step down as president after allegations of, quote, disloyal payment. That's what's making headlines this morning. I'm Paul LeBlanc. Caroline, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. And from national news to Elon news, pop singer Andy Grammer will not be performing at this year's homecoming concert as originally scheduled. Yesterday's Elon Student Union Board posted this video of Andy Grammer apologizing for the cancellation.
Elon University, Andy Grammer here. I have terrible news. I am so sorry that I can't come play your homecoming show. I'm not the type of guy that cancels a lot of shows. I can't remember the last time I had to cancel a show. Just with my Dancing with the Stars stuff, I'm in a really tough spot. So know that I wouldn't just ever like cancel a show. I don't know what to do. I'm really stuck right now. So I love you guys, and again, I'm genuinely sorry. I apologize.
And with homecoming just over a week away, some students on campus are wondering if that apology was enough. We spoke to some students who had varying thoughts on Grammer's concert cancellation.
It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not a big Andy Grammer fan anyway, so it was just going to be a fun time.
I'm a little bummed. I was really looking forward to it. I was planning to go with friends and stuff like that, and I don't really know who the other band is, so I'm not sure if I'll end up going.
Now, whether you're packing to travel or staying on Elon for fall break, our Rachel Ellis is in downtown Elon with the weather to let you know if you'll need to pack your sweaters in the next couple of days. Good morning, Rachel. Sorry for those technical difficulties. We will try to get Rachel back later.
So, whether you are, with midterms being super close to being done, we are going to take a look at some ways to enjoy activities on campus over the next couple of days. For all of those staying up late with those last-minute midterms, tonight at 11, Ripcord will be performing at Midnight Meals in Arazu. After that, it's all sports events for those of us who will be at Elon for this weekend. Tomorrow, women's soccer plays UNC Wilmington at 7 p.m. at Red Field. Saturday, women's volleyball takes on Delaware in Alumni Gym. And Sunday at 2 p.m., women's soccer plays their senior day game against College of Charleston. And if you want to get out of Elon over break and are looking for something fun to do, you might want to check this one out. Serving the LGBTQIA communities of Alamance County This Saturday is the 1-year anniversary of North Carolina achieving marriage equality. In celebration, they are putting on their first Pride Festival. Join all of the neighboring counties for a day celebrating the LGBTQIA community, promote inclusion, diversity, and to help educate the entire community. Here's a look at some of the events, which include a variety of local performers, a drag show, the Triad Pride's men's chorus, and the headliner is Carrie Smithy and the Ends. The festival begins at 11 a.m. and lasts until 5 p.m. and is located in the downtown historic train depot and amphitheater.
October is National Bullying Prevention Month, a topic that can be tough for many people. Our Kenneth Brown Jr. is here in the studio with more. Kenneth?
National Bullying Prevention Month is a campaign that was started by Pacers National Bullying Prevention Center. Even though bullying is more prevalent in the younger years, according to antibullyingpro.com, more than 45% of people experience bullying before the age of 18. And it can still happen in college. 36% of people from the ages of 8 to 22 are worried about being bullied. I sat down with the ELN University freshman to get her opinion on the matter.
It hurts, it makes you feel bad about yourself, and a lot of those feelings linger years later. If you see something happening and you say something about it to make them realize it's not an okay thing to do, it'll become less popular.
Now, bullying is a student code of conduct violation and is defined by the university as, quote, any ongoing behavior directed at or about a student that is degrading, humiliating, malicious, or defamatory. Behaviors may occur in person, in print, via electronic means, or through social networking known as cyberbullying. But there are many ways we can join the fight against bullying. 1, know the warning signs of bullying. If you notice a sudden change of behavior in someone you know, ask them what's wrong. 2, if you see something, say something. Being a bystander is just as bad as being the bully. Also, wear the color orange. Pacers National Bullying Prevention Center is sponsoring Unity Day on Wednesday, October 21st, and are encouraging citizens across the nation to wear orange to support the fight against bullying. And finally, be kind to people that are sad or feeling down. It may seem like a small act to you, but to that person, it can make their entire day better. I'm Kenneth Brown Jr. Go out and be kind, Elon. Caroline and Paige, back to you.
Thank you, Kenneth. And while you're home for fall break, you might want to take a look through your closet. Later in the show, we'll see how some long-forgotten toys are now worth more than just memories.
Then we will learn how to make a classic treat with a seasonal twist. You're watching ELN Morning. We'll be right back.
16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
I will not be news today. I will not make headlines by going through a bad girl phase where I get that bad girl haircut where they shave just one side of your head. And I will not bring a Komodo dragon as my +1 to an award show, even though that would be awesome. I'm Olivia Munn, and I will not be trending today because there's a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
That's the one. I will not be news today. I will not make another push to be the first man in space with frosted tips and a puka shell necklace. And I will not go viral when my terror is caught on camera when I finally realize that in the vacuum of space, no one can hear you sing. I'm Lance Bass, and I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
For this week's Throwback Thursday, we're taking a look at some of your favorite old toys. Growing up can be kind of a bummer with student loans, getting a job, and paying bills, but there might be a silver lining right in your basement. Your old 90s toys might be worth a fortune. Our Emily Harrison found some hidden gems that might be in your attic.
If you're the type of person who happens to hang on to old action figures, video games, or dolls for decades in their original wrapping, you might be sitting on hundreds of dollars worth of eBay auction returns. Recognize this furry fella? The Furby is a cherished 90s toy made by Tiger Electronics and was considered a must-have all the way up to the early 2000s. While most Furbies don't sell for much, the original Furbies can be priced up to $1,000. The same can be said for Pokemon cards. The cards were essential for any self-respecting 90s kid who had to catch 'em all. Pokemon started as a video game and later transitioned into the cards we know and love. Pokemon cards by themselves are typically worthless, but a complete set can be worth thousands. A first edition Charizard set can sell up to $10,000 on eBay. So before you give your cards to the kids down the block, make sure you check the price. Now it might be hard to part with these toys since 90s kids spent so much time raising them, but Tamagotchis are selling for a lot of money in today's auctions too.
I'd feed it in the morning, go to school, I'd race home and rush to it and try to save its life before it died, and it always died in my arms.
A first edition Tamagotchi can be sold for up to $600. But be warned, just because you have a lot of 90s toys does not mean that you have struck gold. Toys that sell the highest are usually in excellent condition, are considerably rare, and of course, chance plays a role in raking in the cash. Emily Harrison, ELN Morning.
Stories stirring up some buzz in the entertainment world. Good morning, Alexandra.
Good morning, Paige and
Caroline. First off, we're going to talk about Cara Delevingne. The famous supermodel and eyebrow icon has been spotted with a very fancy ring on that left hand of hers during Paris Fashion Week. Her sources have not confirmed whether the ring has anything to do with her girlfriend's statements of 11 months. Next, we have to talk about the Kardashian catfight going on between Kim and Kris. Kim recently was spotted wearing her mother's vintage Valentino dress and was quickly called out by her mother for stealing her clothes. Meanwhile, Kris is notorious for stealing Kim's clothes throughout the show and in real life. What's your take on it? Is it okay for a mother and daughter to share clothes? And do we think her ring is more than just bling? Interact with us on social media at ELN Morning. We want to hear what you have to say. I'm Alexandra Bader. Back to you, Paige and Caroline. Fall is in full swing, and our Jenna Rohde has the secret to taking a classic sweet treat and giving it a fun fall twist.
Jenna Rohde here, and on this edition of College Cooking, we're combining some of our favorite fall flavors into one delicious dessert, the mini pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls. With just a handful of ingredients, you can make these desserts in less than 30 minutes. First, preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Next, gently roll out the crescent dough onto a cookie sheet. Now for that secret ingredient, go ahead and spread about 1/3 cup of pumpkin butter onto the dough. It's similar to apple butter, and you can find it at your local grocery store or even make your own. For double the fall fun, sprinkle a few teaspoons of cinnamon over top. And next, we're going to sprinkle 3 tablespoons of brown sugar on top as well. Carefully roll up the dough into a log and try to keep the sides even as you roll. Using a sharp knife, go ahead and cut the log into about 1-inch slices. If you find that your knife is sticking, feel free to wet it with a little water between cuts. Place the pumpkin cinnamon rolls onto a greased pan and pop the cinnamon rolls into the oven. Set the timer for 18 to 20 minutes or until the tops appear golden brown in color. While these bake in the oven, let's make our vanilla cream cheese frosting. In a medium-sized bowl, combine 3 ounces of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of butter, and 1½ cups of confectioner's sugar. Add a few tablespoons of water to your icing if it seems too dry. Lastly, add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. This will really complement the cinnamon in the pastries. Remove the cinnamon rolls from the oven after baking and let them cool for about 5 minutes. Spread the vanilla cream cheese frosting on top, and voila! And there you have it, guys, another fun fall treat for you and your friends to bake this weekend. With your College Cooking, I'm Jenna Rohde.
Thank you, Jenna. Now coming up after the break, we'll have all the fall break tips you need to know before you hit the road.
And our ELN Morning concert series continues. We'll catch up with an Elon rising star. You're watching ELN Morning. We'll be back right after this.
Do you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Fall break starts tomorrow, and for some of us, that means hitting the road. Our Alex Hale is here with us in the studio to tell us what we need to know before we hop behind the wheel. Alex?
Absolutely, thanks. And undeniably, one of the most important parts of a road trip is going to be fuel. And we'll get to the prices later, but for right now, here's a real quick gas tip. If you're at the pump and don't know which side of the gas cap is on, you don't have to look stupid. Your gas gauge will tell you with a little arrow right next to the picture, and we'll show you a graphic of that. Now the second most important fuel, and that's going to be snacks. Instead of potato chips, try to go for unsalted nuts of really any variety. I love mixed nuts personally. They offer more protein and healthier fats, but potato chips do taste better, and calories on the road don't count, so no shame if that's the route you take. Now, we are on a college budget, right? So believe it or not, your shower caddy could double as a snack organizer. Now, make sure you take your Head & Shoulders out first. It's a sad day when you drink dandruff shampoo. Now, after snacks, you're going to inevitably find yourself back at the gas station, but this time for a bathroom break. Choose your gas station wisely. Go for the larger truck stops or newer looking gas stations if you can. Likely, those will have cleaner restrooms, and when you do find yourself in that bathroom, you're going to see a sign on the wall that says employees must wash hands. One final tip, customers probably should too. For your road trip tips, I'm Alex Hale.
Great. Thank you so much, Alex. That was great. So now that we have those great road trip ideas, what about gas money? Our Maya Eaglin has some tips on how to save money when filling up on that tank. Good morning, Maya.
Good morning, Paige. Thank you so much. Gas prices are something that change every day, but here are some basic tips to keep in mind no matter which way you're headed this fall break. If you're going up north, try to tank up at the beginning of your journey. Gas prices are much cheaper in this part of the country than in the northern states, especially cities. In Washington, D.C. right now, gas is as high as $3.89. If you're going south, try to fill up in Greenwood, South Carolina, where the average price for gas is around $1.85. And if you're looking for the cheapest gas off of 85, check out South Hill, Virginia, where the average price for gas is $1.85. Other important tips, never drive with less than a quarter tank of gas. You never know how the weather can impact your traffic or trip. If you have an extra emergency tank of gas, keep that with you and split the bill if you're with other passengers. Ask your parents if they have Shell or gas points, and that can cut down your bill as well. Be safe and have a great fall break. I'm Maya Eaglin, back to you.
Now that we've prepped for our trips outside of Burlington, let's take a look at what students like me can do around campus for break. Our Connor Dwyer went on a quest to find the cure for our boredom.
It's a relatively quiet day here on campus, and don't expect it to get any louder anytime soon. Fall break is right around the corner, and unlike Thanksgiving and Christmas break, students are welcome to stay in their dorms during the duration of the break. While many students will take the time to catch up on their sleep and their favorite Netflix shows, here are a couple hotspots I recommend to spend an afternoon. If you're lucky enough to get a beautiful day this weekend, I recommend the Burlington City Park, which has a walking trail and 3 open baseball fields for use. No less than 2 miles down the road, you will find the Rollabout Roller Rink on Chapel Hill Road. However, be sure to check the hours before you arrive. Mondays and Tuesdays, it is closed to the public. Looking to spend an evening at the theater? The Paramount Theater is your place. Alabama's Children's Theater will be playing Night at the Wax Museum this Friday and Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 2. Last but certainly not least, Country Club Lanes will be open not just for bowling, but with an arcade and billiard tables. Making sure you've got a great way to celebrate getting through the first half of the semester. Connor Dwyer, Elon Local News.
Now, because we couldn't have our Rachel Ellis outside, we brought her inside, so she's here to give you the tips on what you need for fall break and what you need to pack. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, Paige. With fall break just a day away, many students are preparing to leave campus and perhaps spend a few days at home or travel to another location with friends. For those who are heading towards the beach to Charleston, South Carolina, expect lows in the early 60s and highs in the 70s for the weekend. If you're planning on staying closer to Elon and heading to Asheville, expect a bit cooler temperatures with lows in the late 40s and highs in the early 70s. And if you're heading up north to New York, the fall temperatures are a little cooler. Expect lows in the mid 40s and highs in the early 50s throughout the weekend. And lastly, if you're planning on staying here in Elon, expect lows in the early 50s and highs in the early 70s with a lot of sunshine. I'm Rachel Ellis. Now back to Paige and Caroline in the studio.
Now, I'm excited because Nikki Sands has been warming up in the Studio B all morning. Now, after the break, we'll finish out the show with our ELN morning concert series.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
Before we hear from her, our Dion Book found a little more about our musical guest.
Birds flying high. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for Elon sophomore, Nikki Sands. Sands is a sport and event management major at Elon, and when she's not doing schoolwork, she plays her guitar and performs at open mics. Sands is a self-taught guitarist and says she has been singing since she can remember. Having grown up watching her father play guitar, Sans always wanted to be able to accompany her songs and play acoustic covers. For Sans, singing is a release. She says she can take her emotions and express herself through song. Music is not just a tool for expression, but it's also a form of storytelling. From storytelling to performing, there are many reasons why Sans sings. But simply put, Nikki Sans sings for the love of music. Dion Buck, ELN Local News.
Here to perform Put Your Records On is Nikki Sans, but before we have you sing, we're just going to ask you a couple questions, get a little background. So I want to know how long you have been performing and singing.
I've been singing my whole life, but I've just kind of started performing in front of people the past few years.
Well, I saw your YouTube video on Facebook, and I always thought it was amazing. And I saw you come in the show, and I was like, yes, I loved your video. I'm excited to finally meet you.
Thank you so much.
You've been getting a lot of practice around campus, right? Like you've been doing some events.
You're going to be a household name, I'm sure of it. All right, well, we're going to let you play. But first, we are going to say goodbye. So that's all we have this week for ELN Learning.
For the latest news, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
And have a great fall break, ELN.
Sat on my window and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more they seem to change, the more they stay the same. Don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on and tell me your favorite song. Go ahead, let your hair down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. Oh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in the car by the roadside. Don't you let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Don't you hesitate, girl, put your records on and tell me your favorite song. Go ahead, let your hair down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. Oh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. So it's more than I can take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights kept me awake, but I thought that I was stronger. When you gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer? Do what you want to, girl. Put your records on. Favorite song, let your hair down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Go ahead, let your hair down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. Oh, you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
I heard you in rehearsals, been singing it this whole morning. I've been annoying all of our staff. It's been great. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So proud of you. Oh my God, I love listening to you sing.
So do you write your own songs too?
Yes, but
no, wait to hear those. Next ELN morning, we'll hear those.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll be a regular. You can just come on all the time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, play us a little tune.
Yeah, sure. What do you want to hear?